If you're a guy and you have checked out from the dating market because of the 80-20% rule, I have one question for you though. How many of the so-called 20% men do you know? How many? How many do you fraternize with? How many of these kind of people that are the 20% do you know? Just a simple question, right? And I'm not talking about no YouTube men, no podcast men, no histogram highlight men. No, none of those men. No. I mean real men, names, faces, phone numbers. You've hung out around them, you know them, you've seen how they operate. Those kind of men, real men that you've seen. Because yes, what I've noticed, right? Most guys who quote the 80-20% rule don't personally know many of those men in the 20% bracket. They don't. But what they do is they believe in them. Like a myth. Like a crypto white paper, right? Like Bigfoot with 6 packs. And when they do know a few, those guys are not rotating women like socks. Those guys are usually married, in long-term relationships, focused on work. They're tired by 9 p.m. And most of them are not outside like that, which already messed up the whole story because the fantasy says top 20% of men are sleeping with all the women. But reality says top men are usually busy, boring, and highly selective. And here is the quiet part nobody likes. The men actually changing women like underwear are rarely the top 20% overall. They are the top 20% of availability, charm, and chaos. Because they are going to be the same guys, the same circle, the same patterns, same drama, just with louder confidence. And the thing is, women do not experience men evenly. They experience who shows up. So a small group of socially aggressive men creates the illusion that all women want the same man. They don't. They are just encountering the same ones. Meanwhile, you read the stats, internalized it, and opted out of life. You see yourself. Clap for yourself. Not because you were rejected, no, because you pre-rejected yourself. And that is the real damage of the 80-20 rule. It doesn't describe dating, it discourages participation. It turns probability into a personality and a data point into destiny. And that is convenient because now you don't have to risk anything. You can say the market is broken instead of saying, I am still building. And yes, another uncomfortable question, right? If the 80-20 rule were absolute, why do average men still keep getting married? Why do average men keep having kids? Why do average men keep finding partners? I'll tell you why, because real life is not a spreadsheet. It is timing, proximity, effort, growth, and sometimes luck. Because at the end of the day, the men winning long term, they are not the loudest. They are the most consistent. And the men losing the most, they are not rejected by women. They are rejected by an idea that convinced them not to try. So before you check out of dating, ask yourself one last thing. Are you reacting to reality or to a story that felt safer than uncertainty? Because sitting down doesn't make you enlightened, it makes you absent. Anyway, that's just something I noticed. Do with that what that will. Catch you in the next one, my G.